This is one of the hardest Lariats to find optioned this way. And now I know why, because there's a lot of things missing to get to this price point. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features, and then I'll take you guys around it. At the very top is the description. And then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. And then down below here are all the options. So this truck does have the Star White paint for $995. Standard output power stroke, locker out back, which is a 355, 6-inch angular step bar, and then a few other things down below. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $81,015. Now you guys notice this truck did not have the ultimate package. Now every truck I've seen so far last year and this year, if it's a Lariat, it's going to have that package. Now I have to address this. A lot of people are complaining about how I say Lariat. I like to say Lariat because all the guys here at the dealership say it that way, so it's kind of been a part of my vocabulary. I know it's Lariat, but Lariat just sounds so much better. So I'm going to say Lariat because that's what I want to do. With that being said, on this Lariat, it does have the reflective style LED headlights, standard, and fog lights. Now you notice, because you don't have the ultimate package, you do not have the front parking sensors. If you're new to buying HD Super Duty pickups, one thing I will strongly recommend is front parking sensors. Makes a huge difference. Now, because this Lariat has the forward camera, that should help a little bit, but trust me when I say this, having those parking sensors do come in handy when you pull into parking spaces like this. Down below you guys can see the valance, and there's a lot of chrome, so you get chrome front bumpers and rear bumpers, black recovery loops there. And does this have the active grille shutters? It does not. And then here's the hood. I would have skipped this paint if I were building this truck, and the reason why is because for $1,000 you could save that and get the Oxford white for no cost at all. Because in my personal opinion, this pearl paint looks better with painted bumpers. Just saying. If I was gonna get it, I would get it with the painted bumpers. Here's a side view of the truck. Not a lot of chrome. I mean, these running boards are an option. And correct me if I'm wrong. Last year, if you wanted a 2023 Super Duty Lariat, you had to get the power deployable running boards with the ultimate package. I just saw online you can get the power deployable running boards for $995 as a standalone option. I don't believe you could do that last year. Here's a little bit of chrome on the side. And for 2024 they did give this a black painted trim piece versus the chrome for 2023. Lights, and you guys see some of that badging down below. Blind spot monitoring is still there, and more cameras. Painted door handles with smart key system on the front doors. Now here's a better look at those running boards too. They added the steps on the side of the bed for the redesign. 34-gallon fuel tank with the standard bed, and 7.4 for that DEF tank. And then here's a look at that suspension out back. No liner here, but this truck does have that fifth wheel prep package. You can see it from there. And since we're down here, let's just go ahead and take a look. So you do have a 355, which is going to give you max tow with the locker. You guys see that spare tire, Bridgestone tire 2. And I didn't show you the specs on these. So these are the Bridgestone Dueler ATs, have a nice aggressive look to them, but 18-inch wheels, which are LT 275 70/18 size tire. And then here is the capacity, 3,640 pounds at 80 psi. Whenever you get the 20s, or if you get a trimmer, it always gives you more capacity on the tires. There's not much difference for the 20s, but it is more capacity, which does increase your towing capacity too, so just keep that in mind. These taillights are going to be LED and incandescent lights there. You have a step on that bumper. Rear parking sensors do come standard, and the Class 5 hitch gives you a 7 and 4 pin light here, LED. And then you have your backup camera. Now, this step here was an option, but if you get the ultimate package, it would come standard. Tie downs are standard, bed lights are standard. They do give you a 12-way, that's the 7-pin, but this is a 12-way down here for video. And then you have LED lights all the way around, bed view up there. And that should come standard too because it's not under an option. And let's go ahead and talk about this standard output power stroke. I think I might have forgot the specs on it, but we'll see. People always ask me when they see me out, do I remember all these numbers for these trucks? And the answer is, for HDs, yes. For everything else, no. I do so many HD videos, it's just kind of rolls off. Sometimes I say the wrong thing because I get too overconfident, but on HD stuff, I typically remember all the specs on the engines. On half tons, I have to look every time. Now, with this engine, they didn't really do any updates. I believe they might have maybe added more cooling, and that's about it. But it's gonna still have 475 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque. And honestly, if Ford never updated the power for this quote-unquote redesign, this truck would still be, for the most part, class leading, with the exception of Ram's high output Cummins, which is 1,075, but it does have it still beat on horsepower, and it does beat GM's L5P Duramax Gen 2, which has 470 horsepower. 10-speed 10R140 behind it, and I believe this has a 16:1 compression too. Let's go and check out the interior. One thing I love about this trim level is a lot of things do come standard. And if you really are on a budget, this is the perfect truck. The only thing I wish this truck did not have was that star white paint. I think it would have put it just at 80 grand. Now, I'm sure that Larry H. Miller Super Ford is discounting this truck, so you can get it for under 80 grand. But my point is, skipping that ultimate package was a great idea because you do pick up, you know, a cheaper price point, and you still have a well-appointed truck. Now let's go ahead and take a quick peek online of what that ultimate package gives you. So starting it off is you do get the tilt headrest. Now for some people that's probably not a big deal. It's 4-way adjustable. B&O sound system. Currently you still have a B&O sound system. It's just an 8 speaker with a subwoofer. The Ultimate gives it the 14 speaker. And then also you do get the Ford Copilot 360 2.0. So you get the adaptive cruise control, the lane sense, all that good stuff. Also you get the front parking sensors, and I just mentioned the intelligent adaptive cruise control. Intersection assist, heads up display. Also the power running boards, as I mentioned. Tailgate step would come a part of that package. And one of my favorite things is the upfitter switches. You know, the little bit of money that those are, you can get them as a standalone, but having it already in this package makes it nice. Now the last thing is the wireless charger, but you guys will see right here, this truck has the wireless charger. I wonder if Ford made a mistake, because I've seen the Lariats in the past without it. So maybe they must have forgot that this truck was not supposed to have this, because hey, I've seen this in the past by some of the manufacturers where they'll put options, or they might even forget to put an option inside of a truck. But this one has it, which is nice, and it looks like it came at no extra cost because I didn't see it under the standard equipment. But going back to the door, you guys can see really nice design here. They've done a great job. Even some of your features that you have, like power outside mirrors, and you can put them in tow mode by pushing a button too. A little bit of storage there. Now here's some of the controls. Now you guys probably didn't notice it, but there was no power in the bed, so you would have to get that Pro Power on board to get something there, which would give you 2,000 watts, which right now currently is class leading. Power pedals and steering column, which is tilt and telescoping. Let's go ahead and start it up. Push button starts right here. One last thing I forgot to mention too, most people buying these trucks would prefer to have it with the 20-inch wheels, right? So they probably would just go ahead and get either the Sport Appearance package or the Black Appearance. Now the Sport Appearance package with the Ultimate package on this truck puts it at just under $90,000. So again, for most people, this truck being right at 81 grand is the price point that people want to be at, because again, if you can get 5 grand off, you know, you're pretty much under that $80,000 range. And I will say a $90,000 Lariat is just a lot of money. But real quickly, let's just show one of my favorite things. I always show this because it's just nice to have. I mean, I've done a lot of cross-country towing, and I always have this up because I like to see the temperatures, and you get everything right there. Also, you get to see all your diesel measurements, your boost, your engine braking, exhaust filter, DEF level, and then they give it to you laid out like this too for a few other things here. Now, because you don't have the heads-up display, it's not a big deal. I like Fords better than GMs because they give you the temperatures and the time, and those are just nice things to have. They also have a tow mode for it too, I believe. So again, I think GM needs to go back to the drawing board with theirs. Dual stage exhaust brake, so you have on, and then you have automatic, and then it turns off. This truck still has the 360 camera, as you guys saw on the outside. Dual climate control, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. All that comes standard. So again, if you don't get that package, if you're okay with the chrome bumpers, if you're okay with the 18-inch wheels, this is a really good bargain for some people. And a lot of people don't like all the painted bumpers and stuff like that too. This is where your auxiliary switches would have gone. Home link is still there. You have your vanities, which are illuminated. Now, if you were to order a truck, right, remember this. If you don't like that lighter color roof like I don't, you can get the Baja interior. I think that's what it's called, Baja interior, which is a tan, and it would give you the black headliner. So if you do want the lower trim, that's how you can kind of dress up the interior a little bit better, because I hate the lighter color roof. It does not match. Well, it does match the stitching. It does match that, but it doesn't look good in my opinion. I'd rather have the black and be hot in the truck. You do have this that slides for more cup holders. And then here is your center console. And it has 2 USBs in there. You do have an 8-way passenger seat, including lumbar, and then you have a 10-way on that driver's side. Now, I'm on a roll here. I've been ticking off a lot of people in the comment section, so I'm gonna keep showing my gun until all these weirdos unsubscribe from my channel. So here we go. I just triggered some people already. I wanted to see if this would fit inside of here. This is my SIG. This is the 365X macro, and I have it comp too, so should help with the kickback. I have not shot this gun yet, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. And it holds 17 in the clip plus 1 in the chamber. Really good gun. People want me to do reviews on guns. I know nothing about guns. I just love guns. But no, it does not fit. I was wondering if it would, but it does not fit in here. So obviously it would fit down below, so not a big deal. But I do like how comfortable these seats are. The more and more I get inside of a Ford truck, the more and more I want one because of the seats. I hope that GM does something with their seats soon, because they are a little stiffer. And because these trucks ride rough, it is more noticeable. I didn't show that to you guys earlier. Let's go ahead and check out the back. Out back, surprisingly, this truck does still have the outboard heated seats. I thought that came part of the Ultimate package too, but Type-C USBs, and then you still have your power plug. So you have 400 watts inside the cab, and 60/40 bench with storage. This is collapsible down below. And let's go ahead and check out that payload capacity, because I'm pretty sure you guys would like to see just how much you gain by not having all the extra stuff. Now, you can get a 6-passenger up front. I forgot to mention that. And that's probably why this truck got that wireless charger. I'm willing to bet you maybe they might have just added it for the center console, but who knows. It doesn't show as its standard equipment that I can see. But your gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 5,200 pounds. The rear is 7,230. 12,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. If you get a long bed, it'd be 12.4. 18x8 wide wheels, and axle code is 3J for that 355 locker. That is not bad. So yes, you pick up, man, how much do you pick up on that? I think it's almost 200 pounds. If you get a ultimate package truck with maybe the sport appearance package, it's probably around 3,900 pounds minus that sunroof. So yeah, you get over 4,000 pounds of payload, which is really good. So there you have it. That's why you would option your truck this way, because you pick up a couple hundred pounds of payload, and believe it or not, that can make or break the trailer you can tow. If you do want to stay within the gross vehicle weight rating, 100%, that's how you do it. But I hope you guys liked the video. This is definitely one of my favorite trucks so far. The price point is where I feel as though they are hurting themselves, because a truck like this, if you were looking at maybe a GM or even Ram, now Ram has lowered their prices significantly. I feel as though this truck is probably 3 to 4 grand too high. I mean, I think at that price point, if it was like right at 78,000 for MSRP, the way this one is spec'd, and I would even justify taking off the white pearl paint too. If you were to take off the white pearl paint at 78 grand, I think that would be a perfect price point, because then you can get the truck under 75 grand, which means it's still a good deal for a Ford truck for sure, because what you get standard. That's why this is probably one of the best trim levels out of all HD pickups.